Morning. I think I'm going to call this one drama, drama, drama. So as I try to put this where it's sitting flat, you're looking at me through the steering wheel though, so I'm not sure if that's a better idea. Anyway, hi, this is Renee, in case you wandered in and didn't know who I was. So yesterday we had a bit of drama. I was sitting here minding my own business. Actually, I'm at a different point today. I'll have to try to show it to you. I was at the other end. And I was charging my phone and, just sitting here. I think I must have been... Oh, it was plugged in. Excuse me. It was plugged in and I was on the phone. And I guess I had the car running because I was trying to charge it. And so suddenly... I started hearing something, and there's this guy yelling at me on this side. He's saying, "Cut your car off! You're polluting! Cut your car off!" And I'm like, what? And he's screaming it. Like, instead of tap, tap, tap. Ma'am, do you realize there's smoke coming out of your car? No, he's screaming it. I just want you to know, I'm sitting here minding my own business. And of course I didn't know there was smoke coming out of my car because Blueberries, she's new to me, So anyway, I just kind of looked at him and I turned off the car and I just got back on the phone. Because I thought, I'm not going to argue with this guy. I don't know who he is or what he's capable of. And so after he left, because his truck was here before I got here. He had taken his bike. And this, when he came back is when he was doing the yelling. So after he left, I started the car again. And all I saw was a little white smoke, like the little condensation. So maybe it has something to do with it idling. It didn't do it after or anywhere because I haven't idled since then. So I was like, I started doing research on the phone because I research everything. Everything. Okay. So a while later, I wanted to go into town because I had to empty my bladder. And the car wouldn't start. It was dead. Blueberry was dead. I was like, oh my God. And not only that, I couldn't open the door. So it was locked somehow. And that really is what freaked me out. Because I'm like, I'm locked in the car. Blueberry, let me out. And so I called my boss. I was crying. Oh my gosh, I'm locked in the car. It won't let me out. I don't know what's going on. It's dead. It won't start. And she's like, oh my gosh, Renee, I don't know what to tell you. I just got here, And she says, and then as I'm talking, I think I'm starting to think maybe there's something I can do besides freaking out, because that's not really my mode so much. It was the fact that it wouldn't even, and the door wouldn't open. It's kind of like, and the guy had yelled at me. Everything just kind of happened at once. So I said, okay, well, let me just call you back. I'm going to see if I can figure this out, research or whatever. And then I realized, you can open the door manually. Oh my gosh, manual locks. That helped a lot. Because my brain was kind of like, okay, we can do this. But the car was still not moving. Nothing. And then I realized somewhere between the door opening and not moving that I'd left my lights on. I was sitting here from 6 to almost 10 with my lights on. Keep in mind, how lights are. Half the time you can't even see them. And then I'm driving around in the half dark. So they were on. Yeah. Well, the drama continues because still the car won't open. Or won't turn over or start. So I just get out of the car when I see this guy. At that point, he was at that end. Today he would be where I am. And so I called my boss again. I told her I got the door unlocked. She's like, well, that's good. She's probably like, who have I hired here? So I come down here and there's this guy sitting here in a car, just some person that I see. I said, "Can you help me, sir? My car won't start. It's like dead. It won't do anything." And I said, "Do you have any jumper cables?" He's like, "Well, actually, I don't." He said, "If you can get some cables to help you out." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm thinking, okay, there's me, there's you. And then I turn around and there's a woman down there in a car. I said, "Well, let me go see if she has any." No. First, I called my boss back and I said, "Do you happen to have any jumper cables? Because I thought we can run and get them and get it started." And she said, "No, my husband's got them. He can bring them later." It's like, okay, well, we'll hold on that part. And so I saw a woman down there. I said, "Well, I'm going to ask this person and maybe they can help us out." And she didn't have any. And he said, "I can still give you a ride somewhere." And I said, "Okay." So he dropped me off down by my job, which is, 2 minutes away, but in a car. It's 2 minutes in a car. It's like 8 minutes if you're walking, maybe 10. So anyway, so he dropped me off. And, I kind of told her what was happening. And she's like, "This is so weird. I don't know. And then I said, "Yeah, I think it's probably because I had my lights on." And so, well, the plan C was to wait till her husband came there later. But in between times, I'm working on plan B and A. And so I asked one of the guys that works near where we work. And he said his wife might have him in the car. So I was sitting and waiting for his wife. And then it hit me. Why don't I call the church? There's a church here, like kind of in a minute from where I work. So I called them and I said, "Do you have a community outreach department?" That's what I always ask for. And they're like, "What do you need?" So I told them and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, hold on." And this guy, Pastor Carlos, was like, "Sure, we can help you out." So I met them at the parking lot near them. And him and this guy, Bill, I want to call him Bob. Anyway, they showed up and they brought me here to start the car. Well, the car still wasn't starting, and I'm starting to think, oh my gosh. And they're like, "How long have you had this car? Is this a lemon? Did these people sell you a lemon? We're gonna really, if they sold you a lemon, we're really gonna get them for you. Don't worry." And this was after we tried to start it for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. It still wasn't moving. It wasn't turning over. And so the guy, the older guy, Carlos was like the younger pastor. And then there was an older guy, I think Bob, who I keep thinking is a Bill. I'm confused. Anyway, he's like, "You know what? I think I can help you. Stay right here." Yeah, right. Like I'm going anywhere. And so Carlos and Bill, they left. But Bill, God, I don't know the guy's name. It's so weird. I'm just going to call him Bill, even though I don't think it might be Bob. He came back with this huge Chevy truck. I am not kidding. I mean, he just came right back. He put it on the battery and it worked just like that. He said the other car just didn't have enough oomph in it. I was like, whoa, it's like magic. Well, we had prayed, or they had prayed. So I'm sure they think that's what it was. But I told him it was just that I left the lights on. Anyway, so he got it started for me. And then he said, "Well, you should really keep it running for a while." So he had me follow him to the church. And I went in and had some water and chatted briefly with them and let it run for like 10, 15 minutes. And so that was very nice. And of course, with church people, no offense, people, no offense. It's about coming to your church after you do these good deeds. And I know it's just because of their beliefs. That's awesome. So, everything's kind of done and the car is running. Blueberry's all smiling and purring happy. And so he walks me to the car and he said, "Well, really, if you're interested in coming to church, such and such a time and such and such." And I said, "Oh, okay, well, perhaps. We'll see." And so I left. And I'm just like, oh. It's such a long day, but it starts at 5:30. So I'm going to stop here because this has gotten really long and I'm going to come back to finish.